Shane Miller is back with us again tonight to bring us this Mid-Southern Conference matchup. And county rivals, the Eastern Musketeers, are hosting the Salem Lions. Musketeers come off a loss last night with a tough Brownstown team with a score of 77-73. Salem fell in defeat last night to Charlestown, I believe 62-58. Both teams coming in trying to get back on the winning track. Guys, we've got about 11 minutes here, a little bit more time than normal, but we'll get into it here. And nice crowd here tonight, senior night. Looking for a good ball game here, and hopefully the Musketeers can come out on top of the victory tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we talked about it last night before we went off there. You can't take moral victories, but I think you got one last night. And, I think we kind of picked up our play from where we have been, and we got to carry it over tonight. And, I was talking to Coach before the game early. The defensive effort wasn't where he wanted it at last night, but when you have two kids come in from Brownstown like they were, it's going to be hard to contain them. And, I think he's more focused tonight on defense and playing from defense to offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is getting out to a fast start, pushing the ball, just getting ahead early and just, don't let them gain any confidence there. I think we'll step up the defense tonight. Like I said, that's two pretty good kids we played against last night. They scored 54 of their 77 points. So, I think we'll step it up defensively tonight.
Yeah, and the one thing I wanted to mention is, we had two very, very physical, tough games this week. Started Tuesday night down at Rock Creek. We come away with the victory down there. Was fortunate enough to make a comeback and tear into that 8-point lead that Rock Creek got. Come out of there with a victory, and then you play an outstanding Brownstown team last night that is very, very physical. And to be honest with you, Salem has been playing some very good basketball in spurts. Had Clarksville down by 7 with 3 minutes to go in the contest, got beat last night. Had Charlestown down 15 going into the fourth quarter, got beat. So that's one thing, just to add to what you guys are talking about, this is not a game that you want to take for granted. I don't care what it says on paper. It's a rivalry game. These kids are going to be up for it. Both teams can't stand to lose to one another. And I think we're going to have to come out early here and make a statement.
Oh, I agree, definitely. Salem comes in at 4-14, and at this point, you throw records out. I mean, this is a heavyweight fight. I mean, it's an Indiana-Purdue deal right here where, and then you got to throw in the equation of we beat them on their home court and won the county tournament on their home court, and we won by 25, I believe, up there earlier in the year. So they got that in the back of their mind. A little more incentive to come down here and, take one from us. And, last year it was kind of the same deal where we beat them in 3 overtimes here in the county tournament. And when it comes to conference record, then they come away with a 3 overtime win up there. So, we can't just come in here and think we got it won by no means. We got to come out with the same intensity we had last night. You seen it the first time we played. They were very physical with Jacob, trying to take him away. They're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, plus it's our senior night, so, the boys are going to be up for that too. So sometimes when you're up, that big, you got too much adrenaline going. So,
oh, yeah.
We just need to get out there and do what we do. Get the ball inside, get Cade going and try to get, KT and Yancey going also. I think those guys need to step it up and, help us with scoring there and, with the other two, with Cherry and Kay Jones. So, but I think Coach will have them ready to go.
Well, I think you've got to build off some things that happened last night. Eli Guthrie gave you great minutes off the bench last night, knocking down a couple shots, big rebounds. You got to, you kind of get him going. You start getting 6-8 out of him a night. I think you've seen spurt a little bit of Yancey coming back to us last night. So there's some spurts there some things we did that if we can build off that and give the momentum going, not only for tonight, but, 2 weeks from tonight, I hope we're playing for a sectional championship. And, we just got to keep this momentum going.
Speaking of sectional championship, Mikey, we'll let our listeners know that tomorrow is the sectional draw. HSAA will at 5 o'clock. We'll start that process. I believe it's from 5 to 7. So everybody listening, it'll be broadcasted on WSLM, and it's also on ISSA.org. And if you can find it on there and watch it live on there, is Coach Bob Lovell and I believe Greg Straw will be covering that. But we'll take a moment, step away. And when we come back, I'd like for you guys to kind of break down a few of these seniors while we got a moment and talk a little bit about them. But you're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
This is Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hey everyone, this is Taylor from John Jones Auto Group. We have some amazing deals this month at all of our GM service centers. This month, there are mail-in rebates on most all basic maintenance items, including batteries, engine air filters, cabin air filters, and brakes. So hurry in, the special ends February 28th. Call us at 1-800-473-5546 or come see us at any of our 3 GM locations in Salem, Scottsburg, or Corydon.
At John Jones GM City, you see so many because they pay so little. This is Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hello, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones in Salem, Indiana. We're going into February, and us here at John Jones have some sweetheart deals for you as customers. We've got over 75 trucks on the lot between our auto group, as well as many more new vehicles coming in from Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac. Also, feel free to check out our Chrysler inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com, where you can find several Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, among other models along our pre-owned category. Or give us a call at 877-473-5546.
At John Jones GM City, you see so many because they pay so little.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here as we got our alumni night here for the band as Mr. Lindley's over conducting them. And I tell you guys, they've got a big band over today. They sound really, really good, so hopefully get some energy in this crowd. But before we went off the commercial break there, we talked a little bit about it. We have 5 seniors, and I'd like for you guys to kind of talk a little bit about a few of these seniors while we got a couple moments.
Well, I mean, go down the list here. Dylan Beach, he's one of the seniors, and he hasn't got to play a whole lot, but he's still been important to the team as far as, the support he gives, and he's always cheering for, he's always up cheering. He never has a down day. He's always, pumping the guys up, and then, you got Eli. Eli's really stepped up this year, I feel like. He's filled in and really plays a role of, when he needs to spell charity at times and coming in and be able to knock down some open shots here and there. And, but then you got, Caleb Jones. He's had some big games this year, but I think the biggest thing with Caleb, what he's done, defensively.
Yeah.
He's really stepped up defensively this year, and he's had some big games, knocking down some shots. And, he's a first-year, I believe, varsity player this year. But he's gotten better every single year.
Yep.
And then, K Jones. He's a second all-time leading scorer.
Yeah.
And, he's matured over the years and gotten better every single year. That's my thing is from his, I can't remember if he played his freshman year at varsity or not.
Very little.
A little bit.
Very, very little.
And then, but he got, from that freshman year on, he's gotten a little bit better, a little bit, and, he showed last night to me.
Yeah.
What kind of player he is, and he's been really good for our program and stuff. So,
Mikey?
Yeah, and, I'll start with, our foreign exchange student, Chris. This is an opportunity for him to come over and an experience for him, and the kids love him, just like the JV game. He's not varsity caliber about O-Beans, but he wants to be with these boys, and to hear the crowd erupt when he scores and wanting him to score, just the impact that he's had on this group, and, it's an experience for us and him. You got to enjoy that. But
I want to add something to that, Mikey, before you go to the next senior. Shane brought up a good point there when when Chris scored there at the end of that JV game, he went under the basket. You know, the game ended right then. He scores, the crowd goes crazy. But every one of those kids on the bench down there, you know, were out there congratulating. They were excited for him, you know, and happy, you know, that he got to experience this. And, you know, hopefully that's something that he'll remember for the rest of his life, going back to the Netherlands when he gets back there.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I mean, there were some kids that I'm sure wanted to, you know, get some shots up, and, you know, we were trying to get him to score. And they were more excited that he scored than them being able to score. So, and that's what it's all about. You know, but I'll go really quick as we're down to a minute and a half. You know, Dylan Beach, he's kind of the guy that just he puts the work in and knows what, you know, he ain't going to get in, but he wants to be a part of this, and he's put his time in and earned his jersey, and you know, you got to give him all the world of compliments on that. Eli's came a long way in the last 2 years from being able to step out and if we go high-low with two bigs or giving Jacob a break. You know, Caleb Jones has been asked to be the defensive stopper of the year, and he's accepted that role, and he's done an exceptional job holding, you know, one of the top players in our area down to 21 last night, below his average. You know, and then you got, who else am I missing? Cade, you know, Cade's just Cade. I mean, he goes out and does what he can, and he's a competitor. He's accepted that, you know, I don't have to score all that. He's accepted these guys. He's become a great leader. But the biggest thing for these young men is the young men they've become.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we've interviewed a lot of these guys here and how they speak on the radio and how they, you know, have each other's back, and they are a true family. And that goes to the leader of the group and Coach Fribble, and they've really accepted that role.
Well, we got about 4 seconds here, guys. We're going to get the national anthem, so we'll step away, hear word from our sponsors. Be back to you in just a moment to give you the starting lineups of both teams. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Yo, listen up. Papa John's is rolling out their New York-style pizza. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. Order one today online, your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is $13 for a one-topping pie and is available for purchase until March 13th. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so we're excited to offer consumers this foldable crust favorite made with our fresh, never-frozen dough. Stop in and see our new store manager, Shelby Lehman, today about setting up a fundraiser for your nonprofit event. Also, they're still hiring drivers and inside help. Apply online at harry.com, the HARRI.com. Remember, hot, fresh pizza is just a phone call away, 812-883-3369.
Commissioner Neidig, can I have a quick word?
Of course, Governor. What can I do for you?
Well, I just want to say thank you.
For what, sir?
For your service.
Well, Governor, you're welcome. And you know that I'm incredibly passionate about what we do at the IHSA.
Oh, I do, and I share your passion. Without the IHSAA, we'd be without something incredibly important to our state's culture and to me, the boys and girls basketball state tournaments.
Without Hoosier hysteria, Indiana just wouldn't be Indiana, would it?
You're absolutely right, it wouldn't. And after all these years, I still can't seem to prepare myself for the excitement of the tournament.
Governor, the only way you can prepare for Hoosier hysteria is by getting your ticket.
Oh, you know I'll be the first in line. Nobody does basketball like Indiana. This is high school basketball. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Carrie, you know how we like to say that high school sports are the purest form of amateur sports?
Pure spirit, pure sport. That's Indiana high school athletics.
Well, I learned something the other day that further proves that.
I'm interested. Tell me more, Chris.
Well, we all know what amateur means, but do you know the root of its meaning? It means for the love of.
Wow, you're right. That really does reinforce the idea that high school sports are the purest form of sport.
Fans, I'm IHSA Assistant Commissioner Chris Kaufman.
And I'm Assistant Commissioner Carrie Rosati.
If you want to watch sports in their purest form, get a ticket and go support your high school sports teams.
Everyone there, from the players and coaches to the fans and officials, they are there simply for the love of the game.
Pure spirit,
pure sport.
This is pure spirit. This is pure sport. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. The band just brought us a national anthem. We appreciate that from the band and Mr. Lindley. But to bring you starting lineups, first four of the Salem Lions, they'll go with a 6-foot junior number 2, Justin Stevenson. 5'11" junior number 11, Hayden Bowman. 6-foot junior guard number 15, Caleb Tucker. 6-foot senior number 24, Caden Cologne. And a 6'1" senior number 22, Grant Muhurin. For the Musketeers, they will go with a 6'3" senior number 23, Kay Jones. 6'1" senior guard number 24, Caleb Jones. A 6'1" sophomore number 25, Caden Temple. 6'1" senior number 40, Dylan Beach. And a 6'5" senior number 54, Eli Guthrie. So our seniors tonight, guys, getting a chance to start this ball game, so I think that's a pretty big deal for them. But as we're getting the production here on the front of the scoreboard here that I believe Chris Van Kalen comes up with every game, he puts something a little together for the starting lineups. But to talk a little bit more about these seniors, I'll start with Dylan Beach. I probably am closer to Dylan than any of the other ones, just for the simple fact there's a close of a friendship that he's built with my daughter Hannah. And, he totes these boys around, brings Garrett home from practice, and, couldn't ask for a better kid to have in your locker room. Just a good kid to be around. He gets it, and, he's just been a good part of this. But for Caleb Jones, just the player he's evolved into defensively, accepted his role, had a 20-point game, one game this year, when they were backing off of him. So that's what's made him tough. If you back off of him, he's going to stick it for you. And then with Eli Guthrie, Eli through the years got playing time for varsity, has become a big time player for us. Whether it be in there with Cherry or giving Cherry a break. But those two kids, when they get to play together, are really good. And then Cade Jones. Cade is just from where he's went from the last 2 years to the player he's become, even on the defensive end. I think he's upped his game playing defensively, and then scoring-wise, he showed last night that he might be one of the best scorers in Southern Indiana. He put 36 on a Brownstown team, and as an efficient as what he was, I think it's pretty good.
No, got a good senior group. And,
we do. We're going to miss them.
Yep.
The referee comes to the middle. It'll be Kay Jones. And Grant Muhurin to tip this thing off. The ball's in the air, and the tip is controlled by Salem. And Tucker has it. He'll give it off to Stevenson. Stevenson's going to walk it across the timeline. Musketeers back in this 2-3 zone. He'll go left side to Caleb Tucker, back out top to Stevenson. Back to Tucker. Tucker thought about a three, not there. Now it's going to go the baseline to Bowman. Bowman drives, tries to shuffle it off. Stevenson comes up with it. Now here's Grant Muhurin for a three, and he rolls it in. Good start by the Salem Lions.
Friendly roll there at the top of the backboard.
3-0, Salem on top. Here's Caden Temple. Temple, now Jones. Jones has it on the right wing. Now goes cross court to Caden Temple. Temple drives to the basket, goes left now to Caleb Jones. Dylan Beach has it now. Here's Cade. Cade's going to let a long three go, and no good. Rebounded out there by Grant Muhurin. Muhurin will get it off to Stevenson, up ahead to Bowman. Bowman drives baseline, goes off the glass and got it.
Salem's got some quick guards.
They do have some quick guards.
They can also shoot the ball.
5-0, Salem on top. Musketeers now. Here's Caden Temple. Left to Caleb Jones. Dumps it down to Eli. Eli turns, faces up, back out to Caden Temple. Temple for three, and he got it.
You'd like to see KT shoot that ball from there and hit them threes.
5-3 now. Here's Tucker. Back out top to Stevenson. Stevenson goes to high post now to Cologne. The ball shuffled away. Ball's fought for, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to go over to the Eastern Musketeers.
You want to knock, you want to get in the groove. You're getting ready sectional here in 2 weeks, and shots like that for KT and, Caleb going down, that's going to build them confidence.
Big time. Here's Cade Jones now, top of the key. He's going to drive it right. He'll pull up for a 15-footer. No good. Rebounded out there by Stevenson. Stevenson on the run now. Stevenson left side to Bowman. Bowman back to Stevenson. Right side to Grant Mahiran. Back to Stevenson out top. Now left side to Bowman. Bowman thought about a three. Now goes back to Stevenson at the top of the key. He'll back it back out and set something else up. Stevenson still dribbling it out top. Now left to Bowman. Goes to the baseline to Grant Mahiran. Mahiran will drive it. Now goes to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Bowman. Bowman will let a long three go, and he buries it. 8-3. Salem on top with 5:35 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Temple. Temple right to Cade. Cade drives baseline, goes off the glass, and got it.
Yeah, they can't handle Cade.
No.
When
you can't settle for jump shots.
No. Take it ball basket.
8-5 now. Salem on top by 3. Here's Tucker. Now Bowman. Back to Stevenson. Out top to Tucker. Now goes to Bowman. Ball stripped away. Dylan Beach comes up with it. He'll get it off to Cade Temple. Temple on the run now. Down the middle. Right side. Off glass. No good. Ball tipped in the air. Caleb Jones comes up with it. Off to Eli. Eli back out top to Dylan. Dylan thought about a shot. Not there. Gives it off to Cade Jones now. Cade drives. Lays off the glass and got it.
Again, taking it to the basket.
That's got to be a steady dive.
Yes, it does. We could take advantage of that every time down the floor.
Now Salem with a 1-point lead, 8-7. Tucker out top to Stevenson, left side to Bowman. Bowman back to Stevenson. Bowman on the left wing. He'll dribble back out top, go cross court to Caleb Tucker. Tucker out top to Stevenson. Stevenson now to Tucker. Tucker let three go, and no good. Rebounded by Dylan Beach. Up ahead now, picked off by Stevenson. Stevenson on a breakaway. Now tries to go to Bowman. Bowman saves it in. And Cade didn't go for it. Now here's Bowman for a three. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Jones. Caleb back it back out. Goes to KT. Hayden Temple now set the offense up at the top of the key. Like to see Dylan get a shot.
Yeah.
He had one and he passed
it up. He was wide open.
Yeah.
He passed it up.
Down low to Cade Jones. Jones up, got it. The mismatch too down there.
That's the third time down. Cade's got an easy bucket there.
9-8. Musketeers with their first lead. 3:26 to go. Bowman back out top to Tucker, right side to Stevenson. Stevenson to Grant Mahiran on the baseline. Now back to Stevenson, out top to Bowman. Bowman, left side now to Grant. Back to Bowman. Bowman will let a 25-footer go. No good. Rebounded by Cade Temple. Off to Cade Jones. Jones drives to the basket, splits defenders off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Bowman. Down to 3 minutes. Bowman carried it, and they caught him with it.
I know Salem, they got some guards in there quick, and they want to push it up the floor. But honestly, to be honest, I don't think they really want to get in the running game.
I agree with you, Shane.
I think it'd be better off for them to slow it down and take their time and try to get a good shot.
Dylan Whitfield checks in for the Salem Lions, as does Kellen Humphrey. And Jacob Cherry in the ball game now, as is Yancey Edlin. Over the top now to Jacob Cherry. It's alley-oop, and he lays a basketball in. 11-8 now with 2:39 to go in the first.
Didn't take him long to have his presence. He didn't get fouled that time either.
No. Here's Stevenson. Dumps it over to Grant Mahiran. Got away with the travel. Here's Kellen Humphrey with it out top. Kicks it to the left side to Stevenson for a long three, and rolls out. Rebounded out of there by Jacob Cherry. He gets it off to Caden Temple. Up ahead now to Jones. Jones drives. Cross court now to Caleb Jones. Jones will let three go. No good. Rebound fought for. Yancey Edlin rips it out of there.
Good hustle by Yancey.
And the Musketeers will set it up again. We'll go over the top to Jacob Cherry, up and in.
That's unstoppable. They can't stop that. I mean, with his height advantage, they can go up top every possession.
13-8 now. Musketeers on top, but right at 2 minutes to go, and Cherry at the line to try to complete the three-point play as Branson White will check in for the first time for the Musketeers. He'll come in and replace Caleb Jones. Branson gives some good minutes last night.
He did. He played well last night.
Yeah, it's a good game for him. Like he talked at Rock Creek, that fast pace up and down, getting your face kind of deep and stuff. He does a pretty good job with that.
He does. He's athletic and he can play a little faster.
Jacob Cherry's free throw is no good. Still 13-8. Here's Kellen Humphrey. Humphrey out to Grant Mahurin. Mahurin out top with it. Now Kellen Humphrey. Humphrey will give it back to Stevenson. They'll set it up again. Stevenson crosses over Branson, loses the handle a little bit, comes back up with it, gives it off to Grant. Now back to Stevenson. Stevenson goes right side now to Bowman. Bowman looking to go middle. Cross court now to Stevenson. Now back to Bowman. Bowman looking to attack. Steps through. Ball stripped away. Come up with Grant Mahurin with a 15-footer, and he rolls it in. 13-10. Musketeers on top. Branson White. Now Yancey Edlin. Out top to Cade Jones. Jones drives. Pulls up. No good. Rebounded by Bowman. Kind of jammed it up there a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And they're really working on Cherry, pushing him, trying to push him and get him off of that block.
Here's Kellen down to Whitfield. Whitfield on the block. It's Stevenson on a cut. Here's a little runner, and he rolls it in. 13-12. Salem with a little spurt here. 1 point lead by the Musketeers. We're down to 32 seconds to go.
Looks like Coach is going to pull it out for one.
23 seconds. Cade Temple holding on to the ball out here top.
And, we do a pretty good job in this situation as far as holding the ball for last time. Coach runs some good sets out there.
Yeah, he does. Here's Cherry with it now. We're down to 10. Back to Branson. Now KT on the right wing.
Oh.
He'll let three go. Got it again. That's a big shot by Cade Temple right there as he's knocked down 2 threes here in this first quarter. And that'll bring us to the end of first quarter action. Musketeers on top of the Salem line, 16-12. We'll step away here and word from our sponsors. Be back to you in just a moment. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
It's so good to have high school sports fans back in the stands this year, isn't it? I couldn't agree more. We've missed their cheers, their energy, their spirit, and their support. When you buy a ticket to high school athletic events, you're not only supporting your school's athletic department, you're also supporting your school's second classroom. That's because the court, the gym, and the pool are where student athletes learn valuable life lessons that will guide them the rest of their lives. From teamwork and time management to responsibility and respect, I'm Brian Lewis, a proud Jasper Wildcat. And I'm Robert Falcons, a South Bend LaSalle Lion. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. We're also both educators, so we know firsthand that high school sports aren't just about winning and losing. They're about learning and growing, too. So, buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events and support the education of teens in your community.
This is supporting your school. This is supporting your community. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. 16-12 the score. Start of the second quarter. Musketeers on top. Salem basketball. Grant Mahurin with it. He'll go to work on Yancey Edlin. Spins. Goes up with a shot, and we're going to get a foul called, I believe, on Jacob Cherry. They send Grant Mahurin to the line to shoot two.
Jacob just keep his hand straight up there, he's not going to draw a foul, and he kind of come down a little bit.
Grant does a pretty good job. He's a pretty strong boy, and here's Grant's first free throw. It's good.
But, I look for us to keep up his pace this second quarter and push the ball and try to get some easy baskets.
McGurran with one more to try to cut this to a 2-point game. Second one's up and also good. 16-14 now. 7:47 left here in the second quarter. Temple off to Edlin. Branson White. Here's a long three by Caden Temple. No good. Stevenson with it. Right side now. Kellen Humphrey. Humphrey to Grant. Back to Caleb Tucker. Tucker back to Humphrey. Humphrey hands it off to Stevenson. Stevenson with it out top now. Back to Kellen. Kellen Humphrey now. Back out top to Grant Mahurin.
Being really patient.
Yeah. Hayden Bowman set to check back in at the next dead ball for Salem. Here's Stevenson. Stevenson behind the back. Now here's Grant. Grant Mahurin on the baseline. Back out top to Cologne. Cologne now spins. Back to Tucker. Tucker now to Cologne on the baseline. He'll go to work. Loses the handle. Back to Tucker now. Out top to Stevenson. Off to Grant Mahurin. Now Caleb Tucker. Tucker out to Kellen Humphrey. Humphrey spins, travels, and he got caught. Turnover, Salem. Back to the Musketeers as Bowman's in, and he replaced Kellen Humphrey.
Pretty solid defense by us for about a minute right there.
Yeah, that takes some discipline to play defense for a minute too. You know, good job.
Still 16-14 with 6:22 to go here in the first half. Here's Cade Jones with it now. Jones on the right wing, going to go baseline on Bowman. Step back, 15-footer, got it.
Good defense, better offense.
Yeah,
right there.
it was good defense. I mean, he did everything he could. Stayed in front of him, just pulled up.
Yeah, Cade's really improved that shot off the dribble.
18-14 now. Here's Cologne, shot blocked away by Jacob Cherry. Picked up by Branson White. Here's Caden Temple with it. Temple down the middle, backs it back. Now Branson White inside to Jacob Cherry, and he dunks it home.
That'll get him going.
Yeah, 20-14 now. Yeah, he wasn't going to miss that one.
No, not tonight.
He got his feet planted. You go off 2 feet there. Cologne, back to Mahurin. Mahurin drives to the middle. Back to Cologne now. Now back out to Mahurin. Now Bowman. Bowman going to drive middle. Loses the handle, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Eastern. Stay with the Salem Lions as Whitfield will check in and replace Cologne.
And we got to stay patient on defensive end, you know, down here. And just, you know, they're going to work it. You know, like I said, they had a minute possession there last.
Well, they kind of went back to what you was talking about, not getting into track meet with us and being really patient with it.
Kind of going back to like the Henryville game and Charlestown game.
Early.
Yep.
Here's Stevenson to Bowman. Bowman thought about a three. Now goes back out top to Stevenson. Now I'm hearing. Now the baseline to Caleb Tucker. Tucker out to Bowman. Bowman now on the right wing. Crosses over, goes baseline, dumps it down to Whitfield. Blocked away again by Jacob Cherry. Tucker comes up with it. Here's Stevenson with a floater. No good. Gets his own rebound. He'll get it back out to Mahurin. Mahurin's going to line up a three. Got it. Well, you give them 4 shots out like a county fair, they're going to hit one. 20-17, 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Musketeers on top by 3. Yep, he did. Caden Temple shuffles his feet there and gets caught. Turnover Musketeers back to the Salem Lions.
Like we talked about at the beginning, it's a county rival game. You never know what's going to happen. And right now, they're taking their time and working for shots. And like I said, when they get 4 shots at it, usually you're going to hit the 4th one.
Believe me, I watched the game today up in Indianapolis just like that. You give a team that many chances.
Yeah.
Here's Temple now to Yancey. Yancey on the right wing looking for Cade Jones. Missed him a little bit here. Now back out to Cade. Cade will let 3 go. No good. Rebound fought for. Hayden Bowman comes out with it off to Stevenson. Stevenson on the run now. Back to Bowman. Bowman to Stevenson on the right baseline. Step back. Thought about a 3. Now to Mahurin. Now to Tucker. Tucker going to drive baseline now. Back to Mehuron. Mehuron will let 3 more go. We're going to have a foul. We're going to have a foul on Jacob Terry, and that'll be his second foul as Eli Guthrie will replace him. 3:36 to go in the first half, 20-17, Musketeers on top. Hayden Bowman triggered in for the Lions. He'll get it into Whitfield. Whitfield now to Stevenson. Stevenson drives middle, pulls up for a 15-footer. Shots blocked by Cade Jones, off there by Yancey Edwin. Yancey now drives baseline. Drives. I think he lost the handle more than anything.
Yeah, he did. He was trying to make a pass on the baseline there and lost it.
Here's Bowman. Bowman. Back to Mehuron. Mehuron thought about a 3, wasn't there. Goes right side now to Caleb Tucker. Tucker was for a 15-footer, nothing there. Now gives it back to Bowman. Back to Tucker. Down to 3 minutes. Still 20-17. Right side of Mehuron. He'll drive baseline. Goes off the glass. No good. Gets his own rebound up and in. 20-19.
You mean they're getting their own rebounds? That's about the fifth offensive rebound.
Second chance points, that'll be a stat we can talk about at halftime. Here's Cade Jones. Jones with it up top. Drives back to the middle. Out top to Yancey Edlin now. Down to 2.5. Now Cade to Temple. Temple with it to Cade. Inside to Eli. Eli go to work. Goes off the glass. No good, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You heard the coach call that. I heard Coach call that down there. He'll get the ball to Eli because he had a definite height advantage on this guy.
And it's amazing, you know, you watched a little bit today in that game up at Indy, Shane, when he was up there. Kids fail to not recognize mismatches. You got to be screaming for the basketball when you got a size and height advantage like that. So as Eli steps to the line to shoot 2, the first one is up and no good. Musketeers up by 1 now, 2:15 to go. Eli Guthrie, 1 more free throw coming to him. He eyes it. It's on the way and good. 21-19.
See if we take advantage of it again on the next possession if the guy's still guarding him.
Here's Stevenson. Now Bowman. Bowman back to Stevenson. Now Bowman. Stevenson. Tucker now. Out top to Stevenson. Now Tucker to Stevenson. Back to Bowman. Bowman will let a long 3 go. No good. Rebounded by Eli Guthrie. Off to Yancey Edlin. Down to 1:40 to go. Here's Jones. Jones will let 3 go. No good. Rebound fought for Stevenson. Salem comes out there with it. I don't know if that's the one we're looking for.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
think we need a little more patience on that possession.
Grant Mehuron will let another one go, and he'll bury it. 22-21. Salem on top with 1:20 to go in the first half.
We're letting them gain a little confidence here.
Yep. You let them hang around. Here's Cade Temple. Up with it. Got it.
Cade's good at that.
Musketeers back with a 1-point lead. Yeah, he's just showed signs of that throughout the year, being able to do that. And sometimes it's like a light switch. He turns it on and off. And I like to see him leave it on a little bit more.
Sure. Well, I mean, he's about 6'1". He can shoot the ball. He's a good shooter from that distance. You know, plus if he draws a foul, he's a good, most of the time good free throw shooter.
Grant Mehuron with a long pass in. We're right at 1 minute to go here in the first half. Musketeers with a 1-point lead. Here's Tucker. To Mehuron. Mehuron with it. Back to Tucker. Tucker. Ball flipped away, and I believe it's going to stay with Salem.
Trying to speed them up there. We're trying to trap them up there by the half court. Speed them up a little bit.
Grant Mehuron sets triggered in for the Lions. He'll get it into Tucker. Back to Mehuron. Mehuron over the top now to Tucker. We're down to 40 seconds. Stevenson with it. Stevenson back to Caleb Tucker. Tucker back to Stevenson. Now we try to go inside. Dew to Cologne, and we're going to get a foul on Yancey Edlin and send Cologne to the line to shoot 2. Yancey's first, team's third. And we'll send Caden Cologne to the line to shoot two here to try to give the Salem Lions the lead back. Cologne eyes the first free throw. It is up and no good. So Cologne with one more here to try to tie this thing back up with 31.7 seconds to go here in the first half. Cologne's second one is up and no good. Rebounded by Caden Temple. So Musketeers probably going to take the final shot here in the first half as Caden Temple just walks it across. We're down to 23 seconds. Temple being guarded by Hayden Bowman. They'll go to Yancey Edlin, now back to Temple. Temple down to 10. 10, now goes left side to Yancey. Looking, out top to Cade Jones. Jones now going to pull up for a 15-footer, no good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half with a score. Musketeers on top of the Salem Lions, 23-22. We'll step away here, word from our sponsors. Be back to you in just a moment. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
This is the Commissioner's Corner, and I'm Brendan King, and for the Coach Bob Lovell, joined alongside the Commissioner of the IHSAA, that is Paul Neidig. Paul, great to catch up with you as always, my friend, and we catch you on a pretty busy weekend around the state.
It's a good time when we have multiple things going on, students being able to showcase their skills, especially in the state tournament level. But we have teams rolling in Indianapolis here this weekend for a wrestling state championship meet, and boy, it is a dandy. It's we start Friday and finish up Saturday night, and we're going to crown some state champions.
Paul, I remember talking with you and Coach Lovell on the year-end special on Indiana Sports Talk about the wrestling state championships at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, just the uniqueness of what that brings and the crowds, and it's just so different compared to anything else that we do.
It is. And, you think about it, we have 407 member schools. In this wrestling tournament, we have over 100 schools represented with kids that have participated all year long. So you have multiple areas of the state being represented at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, and then you throw in, this is it. They get to Friday night, and they've worked hard all year long. This is the final weekend of the season, and you've got to win that one match on Friday to be able to go on and wrestle in the medal rounds on Saturday. And there's a lot of emotion involved, a lot of excitement. Half the field season will continue into Saturday, half the field season will be over, but it's still a successful year for those kids.
Paul Neidig's with us on the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, also semi-state weekend in the girls basketball state tournament. Some great teams competing, but I want to point to Class 3A, Paul, where last year we got a state championship game between South Bend, Washington, and Silver Creek. Silver Creek, of course, championships in boys and girls basketball in the same year, only the third school to ever do that. But you have potentially, you can get a rematch from last season. Crown Point in Class 4A also trying to get back there, but this is always a fun weekend in semi-state.
It is. It's the pilgrimage begins, as I always call this time of the year. These communities have these kids, and they got their schools, and now they're going to venture across the state into some of our great basketball venues. They got to play one game, and that game is to be able to go play at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, home of Pacers and the Fever the next week. And it's incredible matchups. If we have a rematch between South Bend, Washington and Silver Creek, I know South Bend, Washington's been looking forward to a possible rematch for 365 days as we walk into next weekend. So it'll be great basketball, as it always is.
Paul, as you alluded to, the venues around the state, and I know with fans being back in attendance, you go to games all the time and you're bouncing between places and trying to catch as many things as possible. But just with the fan support and I guess the passion for high school sports coming back from COVID, again, as we discussed on New Year's Eve, What have you seen from the turnout and just what folks have been saying about getting back to these great venues?
Well, fans have returned. The fans have returned, and then some. You know, we've always had great support in the state of Indiana of our high school athletics, community-based schools, and education-based athletics. But you know, I think people, when you take something away, something leaves us for a while, then we start understanding how important it was to us. And I think that's what we're experiencing this year. We had incredible numbers through the fall, and we've had a lot of interest in tickets for every level of the state tournament so far this winter. Wrestling. We're going to have a full house this weekend. The girls basketball, they're going to come out in Groves, and it'll be a rocking place at Gamebridge come next Saturday.
Paul, you know March 26th is going to be here before you know it as well, Gamebridge Fieldhouse for the boys state finals.
It is, and boy, what a wide open tournament.
Oh, man.
You know, as I study those brackets and I look at who's still playing, and there are multiple teams in every class that have a legitimate shot to play at Gamebridge. And, you know, I don't remember a year where I felt the tournament is more wide open than this upcoming year. And that means nothing more than we're going to have a great tournament. There's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of games that people come out for and look forward to. And I think Hoosier hysteria is going to certainly show up in force as we march through the boys tournament.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
This is Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hey everyone, this is Taylor from John Jones Auto Group. We have some amazing deals this month at all of our GM service centers. This month, there are mail-in rebates on most all basic maintenance items, including batteries, engine air filters, cabin air filters, and brakes. So hurry in, the special ends February 28th. Call us at 1-800-473-5546 or come see us at any of our 3 GM locations in Salem, Scottsburg, or Corydon.
At John Jones GM City, you see so many because they take so little. This is Becky White from W.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here. We're at halftime of this county rival tournament, or county rival matchup between the Salem Lions and Eastern Musketeers. Score at halftime, 23-22. Musketeers holding on to a 1-point lead. Guys, let's kind of get into this first half action. You know, a little bit of a slow start there for the Musketeers. Then we got things going. Then we I thought, got a little bit stale there late in the second half. You know, tried to pick the tempo up on defense there to speed them up a little bit. I look for a little bit more of that here in the second half of Coach Fribble to really crank this defense up and try to get these Salem kids sped up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, and like I told you off the air, you know, yeah, we had a slow start. That may be a little bit of product of guys starting that normally don't start, and, you know, guys coming off the bench that normally start. But there's no excuse in that. I mean, you had a 7-8 point lead. You've got to start building on that. We allowed them to come back in the game, and, you know, it's a 1-point game here.
Well, we gave up too many second chance points.
Yeah.
I think they got, 3 offensive rebounds in one possession at one time. So I think we got to get some stops. If we want to be able to push the ball and get some fast break points, we got to get some stops. So, and, you know, Salem used their quickness and especially get them offensive rebounds. So look to see what coach, if he starts in the man-to-man or if he starts in zone, see what he does here. So,
well, you got 15 points out of Grant McGuirin, you know, right there in the first half. He's 3 for 3 from the three-point line. You know, we might want to find him, you know. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Fribble comes out here to start this second half defensively against this Salem line team. But, you know, hats off to them. They come in here to play tonight. We knew they would. We knew county rival. They wasn't going to lay down. There's nothing they'd like better to come in here and knock us off tonight.
Sure.
We'll run through. You want to run through those stats, Mike or Shane? You want me to do it?
Well, let's see here. We got. I don't know if I've got the right stats or not. All right, there we go. Looks like we've got for Salem, we got Justin Stevenson with 2. What is it? Bowman, excuse me. He's got 5. And Grant Buren, I mean, he's got the rest of them. He's got 15. So,
Yeah.
like you said, we need to put somebody on him. For Eastern, we've got Cade Jones with 8, Caden Temple with 8, Jacob Cherry with 6, and Eli Guthrie with 1. So, Nell, that makes 22 for Salem and 23 for Eastern at the half.
Well, one thing that I'll say that I think we did it a few times, but we're going to have to make it a point of emphasis to giving it to the big guy down there, and he's got to be careful not to pick up his third personal foul here early in the second half as he's going out here with 2. So not to get that third foul, but I think we got to go to him often and early here to start this second half.
Yeah. And, we're only out rebounding by 1. It's 11-10 in total rebounds. And usually, for what our size is, you would think we got rebounded.
Yeah.
A little bit more than that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's, like you said, it may be a product of us coming in a little overconfident, 3 games in 1 week, too. But I think these first 4 minutes, we got to make a statement.
Well, Musketeer basketball to start this second half. Starters we've got Temple, Edlin, Caleb Jones, Cade Jones, and Jacob Cherry on the floor for the Musketeers. Here's Yancey out top. Goes to Temple, right side. Now to Caleb Jones, and we're going to get a foul. And that's what I was kind of talking about right there.
Yeah.
They've kind of tried to punish Jacob a little bit down there.
And honestly, that's the only thing to do. Be physical with them, and their coach would say, if you pick up a foul, you pick up a foul.
Here's KT up to Jacob Cherry. Cherry pulls up for a 15-footer. No good. Rebounded by Cade Jones. Jones back up with it. No good, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 as he's fouled, I believe, by Grant Mahurin.
Salem started out in the 131 their zone. And to me, anytime I see his zone, my heart light up. Because there's always somebody open in the zone. It's all about ball movement in the zone.
Here's Cade Jones at the line to shoot 2 here. He hits the first one. He'll have one more coming to him. Try to stretch this out to a 3-point lead. B.A., you're right. Cade, his eyes are lighting up in the zone. The second one by Jones is good. 25-22, 7:34 to go here in the third quarter. Musketeers coming out with some pressure. Here's Grant Mahurin. Mahurin across court to Cologne. Now back to Stevenson. Now back to Mahurin. Mahurin now to Tucker. Tucker will drive baseline, dump it off to Cologne. A little 10-footer, and he rolls it in.
I don't mind that pressure. They did get a bucket there, but I like when they change it up a little, put a little pressure.
Temple. Now Caleb Jones.
Oh, he's open.
Yeah, he's wide open. And they're not going to guard him.
No.
Yancey.
They can't. They don't have the size to.
Cross court now to Caleb. Caleb's going to let 3 go this time, and he knocks it down. That's what he's got to do.
Love it. Love to see when he knocks them down.
Yeah. 28-24 now.
It makes it so much tougher offensively when he knocks down shots.
Because they can't sag in on Jacob. Here's Tucker. Tucker now left side to Mahurin. He'll let 3 more go. In and out. Rebounded by Jacob Cherry. We're going to get a foul on Cologne of Salem.
And I think the big thing with Caleb, that 20-point game he had, I think he hit 4 threes.
Big confidence. Big confidence booster.
Yeah.
That's the team's third so far on Salem here as Cologne picks up his first.
Right there, he's open. You got to get him the ball.
Cherry now battling down there, out top to Edlin, now right side to Cade Jones. Jones looks inside to Jacob Cherry, ball tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be off Cherry over to he's covered.
I don't understand that. I mean, that's so much tougher of a pass than he had before, because the guy was behind him before.
Here's Bowman with it. Bowman kicked off, up ahead now to Caleb. Caleb up with a shot. Stevenson comes up with it, but he was stepping on the sideline there, so it'll be back to the Musketeers.
That's a good block by Stevenson.
Real good block. He should have dumped it behind him. It would probably been a dunk.
Yeah, it would have. Jacob was right there.
So Musketeer basketball still with a 4-point lead. Over the top now. Yancey Edlin comes up with it. Now here's Cade. Cade Jones now on the left wing, back out top to Caden Temple.
Salem's going back to man. They were in that zone.
There's Cade Jones. Jones, cross court now to Caleb, now back to Yancey, now to Cade. Cade eyes it, drives it to the basket, off the glass, no good. Come out there by Stevenson. Stevenson to Kellen Humphrey. Humphrey drives baseline. Cross court now to Tucker. Tucker shot fake. Thinks about it. Now to Cologne. Cologne back to Tucker. Now to Humphrey. Back to Tucker. Tucker now Stevenson. They'll back it back out and reset the offense. Here's Kellen Humphrey. Humphrey to Cologne out top. Now Stevenson. Stevenson on the right wing. Spins it around to Cologne. Cologne backs him in. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson loses the handle. Now picks it back up. And a reset again. We're down to 5 minutes here. Here's Tucker. 15-footer, and he knocks it down. 28-26. Musketeers with a 2-point lead. Temple drives the basket, spins, back to Yancey. Yancey will let 3 go. No good. Ball hits the top of the backboard, so it'll be out of bounds to the Salem Lions. 4:41 to go in the third quarter. 28.
You know, this is a big possession for Salem.
Sure.
It's a 2-point game.
Stevenson out, walks it across. I look for Salem to be real patient right here if they can, if we don't speed them up too much. Stevenson to Cologne on the baseline. Spins, hits Tucker. Tucker's up. Oh, we're going to get a foul on Nancy Edlin. And Caleb Tucker will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, they didn't get the first offensive foul.
He led with the shoulder, didn't he? But what usually happens, they get the second out.
So here's Caleb Tucker to the line to shoot 2, try to tie this thing back up. Tucker's first one is good. Whitfield will check in and replace Cologne. Tucker with one more coming to him here. He eyes a free throw. It's on the way and also good. 28-28 now. Tie ball game. 4:20 to go here in the third.
And this is right where Salem wants it, low scoring.
Yep. Right side now to Yancey. JT over the top to Jacob. Here's a long 3 by Yancey Edlin. No good. Ball's going to be out of bounds. Nope. Saved inbounds. Coach Gribble was begging for a timeout. Didn't get it. Cross court here. Out of bounds. Tipped by Yancey Edlin, and it's going to be Salem basketball.
You know, we got knocked down them shots. They had 4 guys around Jacob, and, you know, he did a good job kicking it out. And that's just shots we got knocked down. They're wide open.
Yeah. Branson White set to check in for the Musketeers. He'll come in and replace Caleb Jones. Stevenson to trigger it in here for the Salem Lions. Still tie ball game. 3:52 to go in the third. Up over the top as KT intercepts it. Turnover. Gets it off to Yancey. Yancey now. And he goes over the top to Jacob Cherry. And, I mean, there's not nothing he can do if he gets it right there. Referee calls a timeout.
I mean, I'm no genius, but I don't know how hard that is down here on the offensive end.
I know. With the right angle, it should be every time. I mean, but to that point, we can't be standing around. The ball can't be staying in one spot at one time. You're easy to guard when that. Sure. Block shot by Jacob Cherry off the Cade Temple now. Here's Jones with a long 3. Got it! Good little spurt here. 33-28. Musketeers out to a 5-point lead now. Here's Tucker now. Asking for a ball screen. Coach Malloy wants a timeout. There'll be a 30-second timeout.
Good things happen when you get the ball down the post.
Yeah.
You know, it opens things up. Not that necessarily that, 3 right there did that, but, going forward, you're trying to get the ball down to Jacob. You should look at least every time down the floor. If it's not there, it's not there.
But, Mike, you talk a little bit about what we was talking about earlier on with the inside going to Jacob. You said you're not rocket scientists, but talk about what you mean on that.
Well, and I have to do this with my group, as I'm fortunate enough with Chase and another big boy. We don't see kids that can match up with him. If Cherry will steal that guy on the top side, you got to throw it to the rim. You don't throw it directly to him. You throw it where he can go get it, like the last one. He went, got caught at the rim, laid it in. The other thing you got to be able to do is a pass fake. If you pass fake and that help's going to come to that bottom side, then you can kick, then come in from another angle.
Thank you for breaking that down to where people like me can understand what you're talking about.
I kind of feel like this could be danger zone for Salem here as we're kind of starting to pick things up. We get this out to an 8-9 point lead.
And then our starts on this defensive side of the ball, getting some turnovers.
Here's Whitfield, cross court, now to Tucker, and Salem throws it out of bounds.
And, that's what I'm talking about. They're trying to speed up because they're behind. So, we got to keep the pressure, keep things going. I go back to Jacob and Kate on that side, and they're going to have to figure it out.
There's Kate Temple with a look off the glass again. He got his own rebound and put it in. But I was just focused on who was guarding Jacob Cherry. You got the smallest kid on the floor guarding Jacob right now. And he's catching the ball out here at the three-point line.
Decoy, Wes, decoy.
35-28, 2:15 to go in the third. Here's Humphrey for a three. No good. Rebounded out there by Kate Jones. Jones on the move now. Down the middle of the floor, splits defenders. Picked off by Whitfield.
Oh, my.
And I believe we're going to have a foul called on Whitfield here. It is going to be on Whitfield.
Jacob gets this every game. I'm surprised he's not had bruises all over his body. But, he's probably used to it by now.
They call out on Whitfield or Stevenson?
Well, I thought they said Whitfield. Here's Caleb Jones with it. Finally, boy, that was ugly. Caleb finally gets it out top here and hands it off to Kate Jones. Kate now drives middle. Tries to dump it over, but he's going to be fouled. And that foul was on Stevenson.
Correct, yeah.
But I believe they announced the Whitfield.
We won't say who the announcer is.
Yeah. Musketeer basketball, Yancey Edlin to inbound it for the Musketeers. He'll come over to Cade Jones for three. Got it.
Well, I'm talking about danger zone right now.
Musketeers out to a 10-point lead here, 38-28 with 1:37 to go. Here's Humphrey with it on the right wing to Cologne. Back to Tucker. Tucker now. Cross court to Bowman. Bowman dumps it down, and they're going to get a foul on Yancey Edlin. Cade Temple said to check back in. He'll come in. He'll replace Yancey Edlin.
I don't think Yancey wanted to come
out.
No,
I don't think he wanted to come out either. That'll be his third foul. Team second. Tucker into Humphrey. Out to Bowman. Now back to Tucker on the baseline. Now Bowman out top. He'll give it off to Stevenson. Stevenson's going to drive from the right side. Try to split through, and he's going to draw a foul on Cade Jones. Down to a minute 16 to go here in the third. 10-point lead by the Musketeers, 38-28. Dylan Humphrey set the trigger in for the Lions. He'll throw it in the backcourt to Stevenson. Stevenson now gets it across. Now goes back to Caleb Tucker. Tucker now high post to Cologne. Cross court to Humphrey. Humphrey shot fake. Dumps it down to Cologne. Up. Got it. Pretty good offense right
that's
there.
Good ball movement. He got to the short corner and hit the middle.
Here's Jones. Cade got away with one right there. Ball's tipped away. He comes back up with it, lays it up, and got it. Woo! Made something out of nothing right there, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
10-point game, 40-30. Down to 40 seconds. Cross court now to Humphrey. Humphrey eyes a three. Lets it go. No good. Rebounded by Jacob Cherry. Now off to Caden Temple. Temple on the run now. Back to Branson White.
Wow.
He's going to get called for a travel.
Hopped into a shot.
He does that quite a bit.
He does.
He doesn't get caught a whole. He doesn't get caught a
He
whole
did
lot.
a lot of it. I mean, even in college, that happened.
Yeah. Well, Salem basketball now. We're under 30 seconds here in the third. Still 40-30.
Yeah.
Will be fouled by Caden Temple. That'll be KT's first, team's fourth, as Stevenson's going to take it out of bounds for the Salem lines underneath their own basket. He's looking, gets it into Cologne. Cologne gathers it together, pulls up for a 10-footer, and he knocks it down again.
He's played pretty well. I mean, he's
Yeah, he
making
has.
good passes. And of course, he's been guarding Cherry. Now he's guarding Eli.
10 seconds. Left side to Caleb. Ball stripped away as Stevenson steals it and steps out of bounds. So it'll be back to the Musketeers with 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
I take direct pass to Eli right
Yeah.
there and let him go to work.
Oh, Caleb Jones now. They'll throw it in the backcourt to Caden Temple. Temple now. Temple penetrates. Goes to the basket. Up off the glass. No good. He got through with the rebound. No good. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter with the Musketeers on top of the Salem line, 40-32. We'll step away here, a word from our sponsors. Be back with you just in a moment to bring you fourth quarter action. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hey everyone, this is Taylor from John Jones Auto Group. We have some amazing deals this month at all of our GM service centers. This month, there are mail-in rebates on most all basic maintenance items, including batteries, engine air filters, cabin air filters, and brakes. The hurry in special ends February 28th. Call us at 1-800-473-5546 or come see us at any of our 3 GM locations in Salem, Scottsburg, or Portland.
At John Jones GM City, you see so many, but they pay so little.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. Start of fourth quarter action. Musketeers on top of the Salem lines, 40-32. It'll be Salem basketball to start this fourth quarter. On the floor for the Musketeers, got Eli Guthrie, Branson White, Caden Temple, Yancey Edlin, and Caleb Jones. For the Salem lines, you got Cologne, Bowman, Humphrey, Stevenson, and Collins. High post now. Right side now to Collins, back out top to Stevenson. Stevenson now to Collins, back out to Cologne, baseline, slings it across here to Collins, now high post to Cologne. Cologne will go to work, now out to Humphrey. Grant Huron. High post again to Cologne, now Collins will let 3 go, no good, rebounded out there by KT. Now we got numbers. Cross court now to Caleb Jones. Jones will drive to the basket, lays it off the glass and got a good control move there by Caleb Jones. Grant Huron now. Shots up. Rebounded by Branson White. Now the Musketeers. Off to Caden Temple. Temple now looking to penetrate on Bowman. Goes right side now to Yancey Edlin. Edlin will drive to the middle. Shot fake. Cross court to Caleb Jones. Inside to Eli Guthrie. Guthrie will go to work. Lays it up. Blocked away by Cologne. Cologne comes up with the rebound and gives it off to Stevenson. Up ahead now to Humphrey. Humphrey to Stevenson. Cologne back to Humphrey.
Timeout.
Full timeout. Coach Malloy. It'll be Salem basketball when we come back. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hello, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones in Salem, Indiana. We're going into February, and us here at John Jones have some sweetheart deals for you as customers. We've got over 75 trucks on the lot between our auto group, as well as many more new vehicles coming in from Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac. Also, feel free to check out our Chrysler inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com, where you can find several Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, among other models along our pre-owned category. Or give us a call at 877-473-5546.
At John Jones GM City, you see so many because they pay so little.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. 6:32 left in the contest. Musketeers with a 10-point lead, 42-32. Be Salem basketball. Grant here and set the triggered in for the Salem Lions. He'll throw in the backcourt to Stevenson. Stevenson now back to Mahurin. Now back to Stevenson. Mahurin. Ball stolen away. Picked up by Yancey, off to Kate Jones, shot fake, off the glass, and got it.
And these next couple minutes, like the, during break there, is important for both. I mean, extend the lead or Salem can cut into it.
Grant, cross court now to Bowman. Now back to Stevenson. Stevenson will let three go. No good. Rebounded by Kate Jones. Jones on the move now. Splices down the middle with a little runner. No good.
That's a tough shot by Kate.
And we're going to have a foul on Eli Guthrie.
You'd like to see if he's going to take that shot to go to the basket, not fade away from it.
Jacob Cherry checks back in and replaces Eli Guthrie. Yeah, I don't like that shot there.
No, I mean, I'm okay with taking it to the basket.
Yeah.
Try to draw a foul there.
44-32, Musketeers on top. Here's Bowman. He'll let a long three go. No good. Rebounded by Cologne. Back out to Stevenson. Now here's Collins. Collins will drive it to the middle of the lane. Pulls up, a little teardrop, and got it. 44-34. 5.5 left in the contest.
Again, I think we ought to go to Cherry here.
Yeah, here's Cade with a long three. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Jones.
I mean, Jacob's got 6 inches on the guy's card.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that.
We got a foul on Salem. It'll be on Grant Mahurin. That will put us in the 1-1 here for the rest of the game, starting now as Temple set the trigger in for the Musketeers. He gets it into Cade Jones. Over to Yancey. Yancey gets it inside to Jacob Cherry. Cherry's going to go to work now. Back to Yancey. Yancey drives right side. Goes in, shot fake, goes off the glass, and got it.
Good check by Yancey there. Pump fake, got the guy in there.
He does a good job of using that pump fake.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of them use those fakes.
46-34, Musketeers, Cologne, high post. Back out to Stevenson. Stevenson with a long three, no good. Rebounded by Bowman. Bowman drives over to Collins now. Collins with a three, got it! 46-37 now, down to 4.5.
Right there, I mean,
over to Caleb on the left wing, looking inside to Jacob, nothing there. Back out top to Yancey. Yancey to KT. Temple now to Kate. Now we'll go inside to Jacob Cherry, and it's going to be off Salem, out of bounds, and stay with the Musketeers.
That's what I'm talking about. That pump fake, you see him come fly, you get the back door off that for, a little while to Caleb if he cuts.
Here's KT, triggered in. He'll throw it in the backcourt here to Yancey. Now to Kate Jones. Jones looking to Caleb on the left side. Cross court to Yancey. Now we'll go to Jacob Cherry. He'll go up off the glass and got it.
Reversal.
See what happens when the ball's moving?
Yeah.
I mean, it just...
Oh, yeah, it opens it up for Jacob down low there. That was a good pass by, I believe it was Caleb.
48-37 now. To Cologne. Now Collins. He'll let another three go. No good on that one. Rebounded by Yancey Edlin. Hey, I don't blame Collins for letting it go. I mean,
He's knocked a few down tonight.
Inside now to Cherry. Cherry will go to work. Turns, spins, hands it off to Yancey. Yancey, shot fake again, goes off the glass, got it one more time.
That's what you were just talking about, Mikey. Dumping it down to him, and then somebody cut it to the basket.
So timeout here by Salem. I believe I'm not sure we're going to have a full timeout here, so we'll step away here, word from our sponsors. We'll be back to you in just a moment. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
This is Becky White from WSLM. I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Hello, and this is Jalen Hoare over at John Jones in Salem, Indiana. Are you tired of winter? Well, we've got deals to warm you up. They are smoking. So come check out our inventory online. We've got over 630 used cars available between our auto groups. You can find all of that inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com or give us a call at 877-473-5546.
At John Jones GMC, you see so many because they pay so little.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here. 3:19 to go in the contest. Musketeers on top of the Salem line, 50-37. Mike, you're back to the danger zone here again. You know, like to see him put the pedal down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes to go. I mean, the pressure's on Salem. I think you can start getting a lot of easy stuff as they're going to have to try to speed up and score quickly, and their defense, they're going to have to try to start gambling a little bit. So, see what happens.
Salem basketball here now. Stevenson will walk it across the timeline. Right side now to Collins. Collins now looking. He'll dribble back out top. Now go to Bowman. Bowman looking to penetrate now. Back out to. Ball's tipped away. Tucker comes up with it. Now back to Stevenson. Now Tucker. Tucker out top of the key with it. He'll hand it off to Bowman. Bowman looking to attack now. Spin move. Goes up. Circus shot.
Oh, I don't know how you call that.
Yeah, I mean, he was out of control. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know who they called that. They called it on Jacob. That'll be his third as Bowman will go to the line.
I don't think Jacob touched him.
No. I really don't know how you can call that a foul. Bowman's first one is good. That cuts the lead to 12.
And if I'm an official, I don't call it regardless if he did to bail him out on a stupid shot like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, Bowman with one more. Up, no good. Jacob Cherry with a rebound. Up ahead now to Caleb Jones. Jones to Temple. Temple back to Yancey. Yancey in pressure now. Here's KT. Cross court to K. Jones. Jones will let three go. No good.
Go get it, Yancey.
Ball spot for, and I believe he stepped on the line. It'll be turned over back to the Salem Lions. I think Cave would like to have that one back down there.
Yeah, he was wide open.
2:32 to go in the contest. 12-point lead by the Musketeers. Stevenson across to Bowman. Bowman at top of the key. He'll go to work now. Flips it over to Grant Mahurin. Mahurin will drive. Shot fake. Back out to Collins. Now back to Mahurin. Mahurin over to Caleb Tucker. Tucker now top of the key. He loses the handle a little bit. Ball stripped away. Collins comes up with it. Now Stevenson on the left wing. And we're going to get a foul on K. Jones.
Kate's wanted to break away instead of just playing solid defense.
Madison Collins back to the line now for 1-1.
And I think down here in the offensive end, you just be patient and try to get a layup.
Yeah, I agree. You don't have to score.
No.
Collins' first free throw's up. No good. Rebounded by K. Jones. Off to Caden Temple. Temple across the middle. Off to Caleb. Caleb down to Jacob Cherry. Cherry back out to Cade. Cade drives down the middle of the lane, lays it off the glass, and got it. 153, 52-38. Musketeers on top by 14 now. Off to Stevenson. Eli Guthrie sets the check back in. Timeout, Coach Malloy. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Musketeers, 1:43 to go, guys. Up 14. What do you think, Mikey?
Well, it's free throws and layups for us. I mean, You know, we got to quit gambling defensively. You know, just play solid defense. You're going to get your points down here because they're gambling so much. If you take care of it, it's a layup drill.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're getting to a point where, you know, the game's kind of getting over with where, you know, he'll be running seniors in for the final time. You know, it hasn't been a pretty night for us by no means. We've had our moments where we've looked pretty good, and then other times we haven't. And, you know, but you've held them to 38 points, so defensively you've done pretty well.
Well, and I think if we got, you know, Kate come off the game he had last night. He's not had that game tonight. He's missed some shots that I'm sure he'd like to have back tonight. But typically he'll knock down. Now, here we go. Salem basketball. Collins down to Bowman. Bowman out top with it. Hands it off to Collins. Collins now dumps it down to Grant McHerron, back to Stevenson. Stevenson in the middle of the lane now hits Caleb Tucker for a three. And he rolls it in. 52-41. And I think that's the second one he's hit tonight. I think I'd start trying to find him in the offense a little bit more going forward here. Here's Cade Jones for three more, and he knocks this one down. 55-41, 107 to go in the contest. Dylan Beach set to check in at the next dead ball and dumps it over to Tucker. Tucker shot fake. He's going to get caught with a travel this time. Dylan will check in, and he'll replace Yancey Edlin.
Right now, you just move the ball. You get a layup, you get a layup. You don't need to force anything right here.
Unless Dylan Beach gets shot.
Let it fly.
Let it fly. Okay, Temple with it. Across the timeline. Right side now to Cade Jones. Jones steps through. Up, no good. Gets his rebound. Dylan Beach in there battling him for it. Salem Lions come out there with it with 44 seconds. Now Collins. Now here's Tucker. Tucker to the basket. Ball stripped away, out of bounds, and will stay with the Salem Lions. 38.3. Kellen Humphrey set to check in for the Lions. As he'll come in and replace Stevenson of Salem. Tucker now. It's Humphrey. Humphrey shot fake. Looking. Now back to Tucker. Tucker for three. No good. Temple with a rebound. I don't understand how that can't be a foul.
Yeah, it looked like they grabbed his arm or something. I mean, something knocked him down.
Yeah.
I know he's a little more athletic than that.
Cologne checks in. He'll replace Bowman. 30.6 now. 14-point lead by the Musketeers. Tucker to inbound it for the Salem Lions. He'll throw it out top to McHerron. McHerron thought about a three. Now he's going to drive to the basket, lays it off the glass, and got it. He's played a nice game tonight, guys.
Yeah, he has.
I don't think he's got near the looks that he should have got in the second half. Hit it in to Temple. Temple back to Jones. Jones back to Temple. Temple up ahead to Beach. Beach down low to Guthrie. Guthrie off the glass and got it. Good job by Dylan Beach right there. Good pass. That's 2-1, and that's going to be the contest as Collins lets one go from half court. So the Musketeers come out with a victory over the Salem Lions here tonight, 57-43. We'll step away here, word from our sponsors. Be back to you to give you final stats from Mikey, comments from Shane and Mikey. And you've been listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Yo, listen up. Papa John's is rolling out their New York-style pizza. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. Order one today online, your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is $13 for a one-topping pie and is available for purchase until March 13th. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so we're excited to offer consumers this foldable crust favorite made with our fresh, never-frozen dough. Stop in and see our new store manager, Shelby Lehman, today about setting up a fundraiser for your nonprofit event. Also, they're still hiring drivers and inside help. Apply online at harry.com, the HARRI.com. Remember, hot, fresh pizza is just a phone call away, 812-883-3369.
Commissioner Neidig, can I have a quick word? Of course, Governor. What can I do for you? Well, I just want to say thank you for For what, sir? For your service. Well, Governor, you're welcome. And you know that I'm incredibly passionate about what we do at the IHSA.
Oh, I do, and I share your passion. Without the IHSAA, we'd be without something incredibly important to our state's culture and to me, the boys and girls basketball state tournaments.
Without Hoosier Hysteria, Indiana just wouldn't be Indiana, would it?
You're absolutely right, it wouldn't. And after all these years, I still can't seem to prepare myself for the excitement of the tournament.
Governor, the only way you can prepare for Hoosier Hysteria is by getting your ticket.
Oh, you know I'll be the first in line.
Nobody does basketball like Indiana. This is high school basketball. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here. The Musketeers come away with the Mid-Southern Conference victory over the county rival Salem Lions. 57-43 here tonight. A tough battle there, you know, compliments to Salem. They come in and really fought hard tonight, and I thought done some good things there. You know, I thought Grant Mahurin was really good tonight. I thought the Cologne kid played really good, played physical down there tonight. You know, I really felt like they were playing better basketball coming into this game. And, you know, they had us favored by 29, and I really found that hard to believe that we would beat this team by 29 coming in here tonight.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
Yeah.
You know, but, yeah, Salem did a good job. You know, they played hard, played well, and, you know, played physical at times. So, and, you know, they gave us, especially that first half, they slowed it down on us, and they took advantage and, you know, took us out of our game. But, you know, I thought we did just enough to be able to win the ball game, and you know, it got a little quicker there in that third quarter and part of the fourth, and we started to move the ball up and get some shots, and you know, a little bit faster paced game. So
we kind of got them out of their comfort zone there a little
We
bit.
did.
You know, we stepped back in that 2-3 zone, let them walk across half court. They kind of got into what they wanted to do there in the first half, and then the second half we didn't let them do that so much.
no, and you know, I think Salem is probably a team that would like to push it up the floor more because they've got some quick guards.
Yeah, they
and,
do.
You know, that can knock down shots and stuff. That's kind of going, you know, that's what we like to do, especially with, you know, KTK and all them guys that push it up the floor. But like you said, you got to get hats off to Salem. They played hard, you know, made a game of it.
So hopefully we'll get Coach Gribble on here, and then I'd like to get on here and talk to the seniors a little bit. Mike is getting the stats together here, his final stats. But, you know, just another good win. I think their record, Mikey, to 15-4?
16-4, I believe.
16-4. So, you know, and you could probably look at three of those losses and say they were, you know, winnable games. Sure, you know, we were right in the games, and as Mikey's getting these printed off here, and we'll try to run through these stats real quick here before we get Coach on here. But we'll run through these real quick, starting off with the Salem Lions. We got Justin Stevenson with 2, Hayden Bowman with 6, Caleb Tucker with 7, Caden Cologne with 6, Holden Collins with 5, and Grant Mahurin with 17 for a total of 43. For the Musketeers, Cade Jones with 25, Caleb Jones with 5, Caden Temple 10, Jacob Terry 10, Yancey Edlin 4, Eli Guthrie 3, for a total of 57. Final score 57-43. The Musketeers out-rebounded the Salem Lions 28-18. Musketeers had 8 turnovers to Salem's 10. Musketeers shot for the game 51% from the field, 40% from 3, and 60% from the free throw line. We only shot 5 free throws. For the Salem Lions, they were 16-37 for 43%, 6-20 from 3, and 5 of 9 from the free throw line. So we got that's your stats there. As we got Coach Gribble here, stop by to have a chat with us. So we'll get him on here and try to get him on and then off and try to get a word with some of these seniors here. Coach, thanks for stopping by and chatting with us here tonight. Big night for you, senior night. Good crowd here, county rival in town. come away with a hard-fought victory here tonight. But you've had a rough week this week, buddy, with competitive games and physicality here. Talk a little bit about tonight's contest.
Yeah, it's a game that we're going to have to make sure we get accustomed to. They only played us that same way. We're going to see that from probably every team in the sectional. So it's a good game for us to see when teams try to control the pace like they did. We've got to do a better job of finding our post guys. I think Kay found out later on in the game how much easier it is to get to the basket and to get open shots when it goes to the post first, which is important. He needs to understand that, because when he does, we're much better. So if we get a post touch and back out, it helps create our offense a little better, and also our transition offense has to be at a high level. We've got to really push the tempo after we get a defensive rebound.
Yeah, Coach, talk about, there was times tonight I thought we did an excellent job, especially as the game went on there in the second half, of when they were fronting Jacob in the post and they had the backside help of the ball reversal and hitting him coming that way, and he got a lot of easier shots. I think guys are starting to figure that out. And figuring out, even Yancey on the cut down the lane after he hit him, what can you do to make it easier for Jacob and get these guys to figure out if they're going to get layups if they can get the ball to him, and even not get the ball to him?
Yeah, and the referee even told me, he said, Coach, your guys have to throw the ball in there. That's how we get that foul call on them being overly aggressive with Jacob. And if we get our guys to understand that, which we'll start emphasizing that in practice, I didn't realize that we had to make that pass for him to be able to call that foul. And if that's the case, we'll start doing that, and we'll make sure we improve on that area. But yeah, our guys are starting to kind of figure it out. It's slowly coming out in our game, but we'll get to where here in the next week. We've got 2 games left and then the sectional, and we'll make sure we're ready to go.
Well, once again, congratulations. And we're not going to keep you on here long tonight, as we got these 4 seniors that we'll get on the radio tonight and talk about their short 2-year tenure with you and, the enjoyment they've had the last 2 years. And, I know you'll be dialed in tomorrow night at about 5:30 to see who we get in the sectional draw. And I know you're going to say it doesn't matter, and it really doesn't. You got to play the best to get there and win it. So, but talk a little bit real quick as you go over and play a Springs Valley team that's rolling right now. I think they've won 12 straight or something like that. Talk about that matchup. Is it, they're quick, not as big, but they're very quick. How does that, does that give us any trouble at all?
I think their style of play kind of fits into our style of play. They want to play a faster game, and so do we. And their guys who are bigger aren't post players; they're more of shooters. So it'll be interesting if we can handle it, handle the pressure, and not get forced into a lot of turnovers. I think that we'll be pretty successful that night. But again, it comes down to how we're going to handle that pressure, and if we attack it well enough. And then it's going to be a tough place to play. It's a gym that's very similar to this. So it'll be an interesting night. But I'm looking forward to playing against a team that's as good as they are.
Good. Well, once again, congratulations. Come out of here, county champs for the year, holiday tournament champs this year. You got one more goal to go get. We'll finish the season next week, and we'll get these 4 young men on here that's put together a tremendous season so far.
Well, I do want to say one thing about these guys. I tell them all the time that I love them, but I feel like I need to say that publicly here. I do kind of like this group. I will be very sad. Even we won the state championship, it's still going to be an ending that's sad, because it means the journey with these guys is over. And it's something where we, not just because of basketball, but we just like being around each other, I think. Every day is a good day that we get to be around each other and hang out and try to get better and make each other better and, battle. And, it's a special group to do it with. So I'm very proud to be able to coach these guys. But, all right, thank you for having me. I'll get out of here. I know you're trying to get to these guys.
So I guess Wes has stepped off. So we'll get we got Caleb Jones and Cade Jones on here. And guys, yeah, the Jones boys. First of all, congratulations on the season so far and everything you all have accomplished this year. And I know the big picture's still out there that you want to go get, but we'll start with you, Caleb. As your role this year has been the defensive stopper. Teams have not given you a lot of respect, and at times you've made them pay dearly. And you go back to the Silver Creek game, and even tonight hitting down a couple shots that they just set off of you. But talk about, what it means to be a part of this team and what you've taken away from this year so far.
Oh, it means everything. I don't really know how to put it into words. What these guys mean to me. We went from freshman year, we all knew each other kind of, and then we had a big group of us from our grade, and these are the ones that stuck it out. The ones that stayed by your side, and they just turn into your brothers more than teammates. I would do anything for them. I think they'd do anything for us. Our bond is it's unreal.
Cade, your role's a little bit different as you're the leader and, kind of the opponent's main focus as you've become, the second all-time leading scorer here at Eastern. And, the work you put in, you're reaping the benefits this year. And, talk about, and I'll give you a little bit different question. Talk about, the younger underclassmen of taking them under your wing and, trying to how you all handled the success this year. Is it we haven't had the success we're having this year? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we have younger guys. Obviously, I'm going to be gone next year, so we're going to need the young guys to step up. I mean, Cody Bannett, he's going to be tough, and I think Cade Anderson could be a person that can step up and, one of them guys could fill my shoes and hopefully do what I did in my career. But, it's hard to believe this is the actual last home game, last time playing on this floor. It's pretty crazy. You never really think it's gonna be here until it actually is, and then yeah.
Caleb, what's these last 2 years with Coach Fribble meant to you?
Oh, everything. It's changed. He's changed my life in more ways than basketball. Our motto is attitude and effort more than winning, and he lives that out to all of us, to his whole team. He's just there for you. If you need someone to go talk to, you're having any problem, he's there. He's not just your coach. He turns into your best friend. And it's something that I wasn't ever on the varsity roster really until he came over. And in these last 2 years, he's changed my life. It's unimaginable what he's been to all of us. I think any one of us that's been going through something, they can like count on him to talk to. But basketball wise, he's taught us so much, just about fundamentals, about what we need to do as a team. Last year, I know we didn't have the success we did this year, but that's what he was building on. He knew how he wanted us to play, and now that's all we're getting to show. We're finding Cade, finding Cherry more, and we're able to make those post feeds that we need to do and get it to Cade like we need to do to be as successful as we've been.
Yeah. Cade, I'm going to ask you, this is a little more, I think hits home with you and personal. How is it to, have the success you're having and to have your grandfather sitting down there with you?
Oh man, it's I know it means probably more to him than it does to me. Being able to coach, my uncle, and then leaving Borden and then coming to coach me for the last 4 years, and it's pretty cool to have that relationship that me and him have, and to be able to have him as a coach is just it's pretty cool. And most people don't get that, but yeah, it's awesome. I couldn't ask for a better grandpa and a man. He's very wise, and he's the guy that I go to with everything. So
he is a very special guy, and we're lucky to have him here. Very fortunate. And you're right. These memories you two are making are going to mean more to him in the long run. And he won't forget these. But once again, I want to congratulate you guys. I know that we're not done. We got more business left.
Far from over.
Take care of, but I want to congratulate you so far on a great career and everything you've done for the program.
Yep.
So
thank you for having us. Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Caleb Jones and Cade Jones, and now we'll get Eli Guthrie and Dylan Beach on the phone. Wes, do you want these two or you want me? All right. So, Mr. Beach, I'm going to start with you. Your role this year has not been, a role of the main guy by no means, but you have put in the work. You've done everything that's been asked of you, And what does it mean to be a part of this program? And knowing in and day out, you're going to have to go in and put the work out, not knowing if you're going to get in the next when it comes game time.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about if we get the win as a team. And, I mean, I walked into this year after losing that heartbreaker at Paoli last year. I just wanted us to win a sectional again, and that's what we're still pushing towards every day. So I don't care if I play at all as long as we get that end goal.
Talk about, a little bit of, your journey is 4 years and getting a start tonight, the dedication you put into this program for 4 years.
It's just really cool to see a crowd like this tonight after, I mean, some of those games freshman year we'd be playing in front of not very many people, and then with last year of COVID and everything, having all the fans back and just knowing all the work that us as a team have put in over these 4 years and all the time we've spent together, it's really cool to get to start in front of a crowd like this, and it was just a great time.
Eli, you stepped into that, back up for Jacob, and, coming in from last year to this year, you lost weight, you put the work in, you're shooting and lifting weights, and, talk about how your game has changed in the last year from last year to really, step in and be a big-time contributor for this team.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I've gotten a lot quicker with my feet, not staying in front of people instead of letting them go right by me every time I get on defense. I can jump a little bit higher. I'm rebound a little bit better. I can shoot the ball. I've spent all off season working on my shot and just getting in the gym, getting some reps in. So I know this season has big hopes, and it's a special team. I'm ready for the long run.
Talk about the last 2 years with Coach Fribble. What has he done to change not only in basketball but change you all as young men?
He's been a big contributor to us growing up and maturing as men, and he's just been a father figure to each and every one of us, whether we had one or not. He's a great guy. I wouldn't ask for a better coach. He pushed us to do things that we didn't think we could do in the beginning from my freshman or sophomore year. He's been a real inspiration to our team. We always in practice with the shake our hands of our coaches and stuff. We always pray before games. We devote our game to praising the Lord, and we get to work because of him. He's a big contributor to our team. He's amazing.
And this is to both of you guys. What has it meant to be on this journey with these other two seniors and even the younger classmen?
It's been a good time. Just playing basketball with these past couple seniors, next couple seniors next to me. It's been an amazing time. I've played with them for as long as I can remember, back since third grade. It's been a long journey, and I hate to see it end when it's done to sometime, but I love playing basketball with them every second of my day. I wouldn't ask for a better senior group than these next three we have. They're amazing. And these other classmen, I mean, I'm getting to know them a little bit better, going up to them, and they're good people. I love hanging around on this team. They've really stepped up and made us work and practice and becoming a good varsity team.
It's just been playing basketball. Deciding to play back then was probably the best decision I've ever made. Just all the connections I've got to build with Eli and Cade and Caleb and even CVG this year has just been great. And some of the best friendships I've ever made have been out on that court, and some of the times we spent together outside, and it's just couldn't ask for a better group of guys to go out with.
Well, I'm going to give you a heads up, guys. I hope 2 weeks from tonight you're back on the radio with us with the net in your hands, and I know that's your all's ultimate goal, and I know I'm excited. You all have been a blast. We haven't missed a game. I mean, you all are fun to watch. You're a great group, and I wish you the best of luck after basketball in your career, and I appreciate you guys stopping by.
Thank you.
So Dylan Beach and Eli Guthrie, the four seniors, is now I'll get Wes and Shane back on here, but these seniors have meant a lot to this program. They've stuck it out through 4 years, and they started seeing the benefits last year, and now they're really seeing the benefits this year. And it doesn't matter. You could hear when you talk to these four guys that it doesn't matter if they score, they play, whatever. They're here for an ultimate goal of the win. and go get a sectional title and put a picture on the wall. And hopefully more than it's just a sectional title.
Yeah, they appreciate being a part of something special here and what we got going on. And then, hats off to Coach Pribble and the way these kids just act on the radio. Mike, you commented on it before they even got on there, how much they've grown up, how they carry themselves, and just respectable of each other, their teammates, and they represent the school in this town. It's more than just about them, and I think that's kind of Coach's motto. It's more than winning, and I think that these guys are a great example of that.
Yeah, it starts with the coach. He's done a good job. These kids did exactly how you want to build your program with kids like these, and I think it'll continue to kind of trickle down to the next group, and that they've set a good example, and it's gonna. And I think next group, and a group like that, they'll follow that. So like I said, it starts from Coach Pribble, but you got to give a lot of credit to these seniors in the last couple of years. Really grown a lot.
Yep.
They are on and off the floor. They're good young men. So it's been a privilege to watch them play.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about last year's three seniors. They kind of set the tone, and these four seniors have come in and just took it to another level, and they're leaving or behind of what they've worked, and kind of how this program needs to be ran, and it's got to continue, and the standards of the program, and I know we've enjoyed it all year, and I know we got high hopes. We're not going to be satisfied with just a sectional title. If we're fortunate enough to win it, we want more. But this group has endured so much, and not only the kids, but the parents has put in time with this, program, and we appreciate it. But and I appreciate you guys as well. It's been a fun journey, and we got 2 more regular season games, and then that time of that season again that we're talking about that we like.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a joy being able to be on here with you guys. It's a lot of fun.
Well, Mikey, if you don't have anything else, again, Tuesday night we'll be over at Springs Valley as the Musketeers travel over there, tip off 6 o'clock for JV, and then next Friday night we'll head down to Elizabeth to play the South Central Rebels, and we'll be bringing you both of those contests. But if you guys don't have anything else, we'll send it back to the station. But the final score here from Eastern tonight, the Musketeers come away with a victory over the county rival Salem Lions, 57-43. And you've been listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana. And for Mikey, Wes, and Shane, we say God bless and good night.